All right.
So, so I am willing. I am willing.
Very good. Hold on a minute and let's get uh, let's get your remarks on record, right?
You tell me when the whole world can hear it.
When the whole world can hear it, I will let you know. One moment. You don't care if they see you or not, do you? Who knows? They don't want to see you. Oh, okay. Why don't you just go
Uh,
ahead? All right. Why don't you just go right ahead?
all right. Hello, world. And I would like to thank my friend Casey here for recording me. My point that I want to make 100% is that Donald J. Trump will not lose this election. And there's a lot of clear reasons why. The number one, okay, okay,
Before you carry on, I just want to, if we're gonna be, if we're gonna put this on record, then at least let's first introduce the topic that we're actually on, which is
okay,
essentially uh, that I say that the Democratic nominee for the 2020 November election, federal election in the United States, I say that it's quite possible. Well, but let me say this: I say it's not going to be Joe Biden, and I also say that
okay,
there's somebody pushing for Hillary Clinton to be the nominee. And you're
okay.
saying, carry on.
And I'm saying Joe Biden will be the nominee of the Democratic Party. So it's going to be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. And 100% to the whole world, Donald Trump will win against Joe Biden, and Joe Biden will be the nominee. And the reason for this is twofold. First, uh, voter enthusiasm. That is the number one reason, voter enthusiasm. People will crawl across glass to vote for Donald Trump. They will do that. But for Joe Biden, they're going to be like, hey, there's a movie on tonight. Uh, should I vote or should I go see the movie? I'm just one vote. I don't really care, and they're gonna go see a movie. They don't have enthusiasm to vote for Joe Biden. The enthusiasm is in the camp of Donald Trump. That is the number one reason why Donald Trump will win the 2020 nomination. Right? Number two is Joe Biden is incoherent. He's incoherent. Okay, the guy doesn't even know how to put a sentence together. And I was laughing the other day thinking about a debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And the debate goes something like this. Hey, uh, Joe, what would you do with the COVID-19 case differently than Donald Trump? Oh, well, I would I would do this and this and this and this. And then Joe Biden gives his answer, right? Some of it coherent, some not. Donald Trump says, well, the number one thing that I would do is I would be coherent in my response. you know, so this guy is going to get turned up. He's going to get fucking flipped over 90 degrees this way to that way about his inability to keep a sentence together. Joe Biden is done. Okay.
That's why I say he's not going to be the nominee, because he's going to be either forced out, or he's going to quit, or he's going to die, or he's going to be done with this sexual harassment thing or sexual assault thing that's brewing. Something is going to prevent Biden from being the nominee. Yet you insist that Biden is still going to be the nominee come November voting day. Correct?
He will be. Yes.
How is he going
Yes, I
to?
do.
How is he going to bypass all the criticism that you and I have both leveled against him tonight, right now? Which I can only imagine. I can only, in my wildest dreams, uh, wish that nobody ever asks him, so he does become the nominee. But let's be real. I can't see it.
Okay, I'm being real. You don't understand. The Democrats, they stick together, man. So once they have given a crown to
Yes,
somebody,
there is that. Yeah.
yeah, once the Democrats have decided who the nominee is going to be, there you can't change their mind. Okay, that's this is Democrats.
Mm.
Okay, they have decided that Joe Biden will be the nominee. It's done. It's done. It's done.
I
Once
understand that
they
it's done.
decide, yeah,
I understand that it's done, but whether or not, whether the Democrat Party decides that Biden is the nominee or not, they have no control over the consequences of what happens if Biden gets into some kind of has some kind of issue with the sexual assault claim, which more and more and more seems to have merit. Uh, if the if the people, especially if the Democrats, start to crack and understand and realize that he's in big trouble, um, then he probably will not be the um, the dude. He won't be the nominee because of his legal issues, right?
doesn't matter. You're
Doesn't
talking
matter,
about the
huh?
Democrats.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there
you're
is
talking
that.
about
You're
the
right. You're right about that. There is that.
yeah, you're talking about the Democrats. He will be the nominee.
Yeah, but again, what happens if the nominee has to step down because of legal issues, because of the criminal legal system that he's now being accused of being a part of somehow. You know, poor guy.
These are Democrats. These are Democrats, man. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Wow. You really mean, you really think so, eh?
Yeah, I do. I do. And mark my words, Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee. And it's hilarious to me, but he will be the nominee. There will be no other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen in any world in
Mm-hmm.
which he is not the nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Is not going to happen. These are Democrats. You can take it to the bank.
Ah, Nancy Pelosi regrets ever having said that.
Okay, but it doesn't matter what Nancy Pelosi says.
It
She could
doesn't.
say,
It doesn't matter what anybody says.
Exactly. That's my point. He's going to be the nominee. Any objection to this?
He's already the
Will be
nominee.
can. Yeah, that's
I mean,
right. He
he's just
is.
hasn't. They just haven't sanctioned. They just haven't had their what they call um, nomination, whatever event where they make it official. The
Yeah,
convention, whatever.
yeah, the nomination. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he has enough delegates.
Uh huh.
He's going to be the nominee.
Okay, so Peter, good day. Welcome.
What's up, Peter Ben?
Peter Ben.
Peter Ben.
What's up, Peter
You know
Ben?
the other day I had sex with Peter Ben in his ass,
Oh,
and he
gee.
screamed, and he screamed. He says, "Oh, Donald! Oh, Donald! Oh my God, Donald! Yes!"
Why, why,
That's
why, why did he
that's
call you Donald?
because I'm the president of the United States.
Listen, you can't be because the President of the United States has the number one biggest ego on the planet. And there's no way that you're going to beat that.
No,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
that's not true. I actually have the biggest ego out of everybody.
No, well, you probably have the biggest ego out of everybody, in the underworld that we sort of gravitate around. But that's really not saying much.
Hmm. That's true, but let's just get it straight. I have the biggest ego out of anybody on the interwebs,
Okay.
including Peter Ben. Including Peter Ben.
Ooh. You think Peter Ben is going to actually stand for that?
I don't think he will. I think that Peter Ben knows. I think that he will stand down.
So Peter Ben will stand
Peter
down,
Ben knows.
yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will stand down. He knows that I am the man.
Oh, he's all right.
He knows that. Yeah,
But
he
nobody
knows
else seems
this.
to know that. Why is that?
Well, I think everybody does. That's why they don't even talk back because I am Donald J. Trump. And I'm
Oh,
sitting here in my Oval Office
yes.
and nobody says shit. Okay? I will drop a fucking, coronavirus on your ass. I will.
So
But
you're
I
full of
could
shit,
also
right?
drop a yeah, I could drop a I
I've,
could I
I've, I've got a theory. I've got a
what's
theory
that?
here.
What's
What's
your
that
theory?
theory?
Hillary Clinton found this woman. What's her name? About this woman, Biden, Tara Reid or something,
Hmm.
Yeah.
right? Hillary Clinton found this woman and things. So she's getting these women to come forward. Biden's going to be discredited, and Hillary Clinton takes the nomination.
You think so?
I don't know. It's possible, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's possible at all. And I think that entire view is absurd, and Joe Biden will be the nominee. These are Democrats. Okay, you guys, listen. The Democrats, one thing that they're good about is that they come together in a moment of unity. Republicans do not do this. Okay, we are divisive and we have our arguments and we say, well, I think we should do this and I think we should do that. Republicans don't have some unifying power, right? We're all about the individual, right? The individual matters. The individual is the thing that matters the most in the Republican political perspective. Democrats, they're about the group, Okay, they're about the group. Okay, so when the group is the thing that matters, that means we all got to come together and we got to make some collective decision. Okay, Democrats are all about this. They have this collective mind that is kind of incredible. Okay, Republicans don't have a collective mind. We don't have this. Okay, I'm a Republican, but we don't have a collective mind. We don't have this thing where we say, well, we all got to come together and vote this way. No, it doesn't happen that way with the Democrats. Okay, Joe Biden will be the nominee. If you understand Democrats, you understand this.
I don't understand how you're allowed to drive with a cask on your hand. You wouldn't be able to do that in Australia.
Well,
That's not safe. That in our opinion, it wouldn't be safe because you can say because you can't really grip that wheel. So how are you able to drive? Are you driving illegally?
Do you see this?
Yeah, don't put the finger up at me. Come on, don't do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the finger down. But
Take
look,
the finger down.
yeah, my ability to use my hand is right in your face.
Yeah, well, first of all, I thought you must have pulled some muscles wanking, but then I saw the plaster and I thought, no, something more serious.
Well, of course, it's something more serious, but
Look,
that's not the point. The point is that
you gotta stop wanking looking at my pictures. Stop it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna make a point of that.
Yeah.
But the ultimate point is that the Democrats have groupthink.
Sorry to interrupt.
Down. I know you are. The point is that Democrats have groupthink down to a science, and they have groupthink. Okay, do you know why atheist Republicans and Christian Republicans get along? Is because we don't try to say, just follow the party line. We don't do that. Republicans don't do that. Democrats do that.
Is Steven drunk?
Democrats do that.
Yep.
Of course I am.
Oh no. I wanted to ask you a serious question.
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
You can
Ask.
throw it
Ask.
in. For sure.
Yeah.
Even if I've been drinking, it doesn't mean I can't be serious.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Go ahead. Ask it.
No, I just want to hear about the oil situation. If you're not tired of talking
what's going
about
on with
it.
the oil?
Oh, I got rid of all of my oil stocks, and I am now bought into silver.
Wait, so
And
hold on.
oil
So how
is
much?
going.
When did you get rid? At what point? How much was the stock at the point you got rid?
I got rid of 20,000, a little over $20,000 of oil stocks.
So you lost
And
40,000?
I got rid of a little over $20,000 of oil stocks, and I put it all in silver. So now I have a little over $20,000 of silver stocks now.
Okay, but you invested 60 in the oil. So where is the other 40?
I initially invested something around $16,000 in
16?
oil.
16 or 60?
16000.
Oh.
So
I see.
3 zeros and 16. So, but that's gone now, and I sold it all, and I reinvested it into silver.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 60. So, how much was the stock when you sold your stock?
Okay, so the WTI is what I invested in.
Yeah.
WTI, it was at $2.69.
Wow, so you were
And
really
then-
lucky. You got out in time.
Yeah,
And you gained money.
I did good.
Wow.
it jumped up to $2.90, but now it's back down to around $2.50. But I got out at $2.69.
Okay, so what's up with the negative thing? What's up with these headlines? The oil price turns negative.
Yeah, that what happened there is and I got up before then, but I wish I'd waited 5 more hours.
Yeah, but what does oil
What happened
price?
there?
What does mean
Yeah, what
negative? If
happened
I
is
go now to a gas station, they pay me money
negative
to.
price. Yeah, negative price. So the reason that the price of oil per barrel went negative is that they had so much excess
Yeah,
of
but hold on,
oil.
Steven. I want to understand what does a negative mean. If I go now to the gas station, they pay me to use their gas. If I go to a gas station,
No,
so
no,
what does
that's not what it
negative mean?
means.
Yeah, obviously. So what does negative mean? Where is the
Negative
negative?
means that negative means that you have to pay somebody. It means you have so much damn oil that you don't have enough place to store it, and so you have to pay somebody to put it somewhere. That's what negative means.
So how come the
It means
stock of the oil is not negative? How come you said
it
it's
was
still oh, it was negative at some
yeah.
point?
No, the stock itself was never negative.
How
It's
come?
just the price of oil. The price of oil was negative for about 4, 6, or 8 hours. And the reason that the price of oil was negative was because people bought way too much, and then they needed to pay somebody to put it somewhere into storage. They didn't have enough storage facilities to put the oil into. They bought it cheap, right? So they bought the oil really cheap, but they didn't have anywhere to put it. So they had to pay somebody, say, "Hey, look, man, I got all these barrels of oil that I can't store anywhere. Can you put it somewhere for me? I'll pay you to do it."
Do they have
And
to
then,
say hey? Like, do they have
no,
to? Oh no.
of course they didn't have to say, "Hey." But the point is that they had to pay.
I heard also part of the reason is that it's too expensive to shut off those pipes, which bring out the oil from the under the ground.
No,
So the oil keeps coming out at the same amount that it was coming out before. So it's
no,
actually at the source. The issue is already there. They
no,
don't have
no.
like the
It's
Arab countries. They don't have what to do with all of the oil that they taking out of the
no,
ground.
no. It no. They had to. Somebody had to pay to store it, and they. So here's the thing. So if you buy 800,000 barrels of something, but you have nowhere to put it, you already paid for it, right? But now you have to pay somebody to put it somewhere that you don't have storage for.
So you have to go to
So
someone and tell him, hey, I don't have where to put it. So can I pay you to keep it by you?
correct, correct.
And you have to say,
So
hey,
yeah, you have to say, "Hey,
yeah, I don't have where to keep the oil. Yeah,
that's right." And that's how it goes negative.
yeah, but part of the reason is also because of the Arab countries
Yeah, I mean, that's the entire. Okay,
that they
so
cannot shut off their pipes. Like now, people need less oil, but they still have to produce the same amount of oil.
Right. So if I come to you and I say, I'm going to sell you some oil at $0, you say, oh hell yeah. Oh hell, you say, oh hell yeah, I'm going to buy all that oil at $0. And so you buy a bunch of oil, and all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, I got nowhere to put it. Now you have to pay somebody else to put it somewhere. So now, not only did you get all this oil at $0, but also you have to pay somebody to put it somewhere. So this is how the price of oil becomes a negative amount, because you didn't pay anything for the oil, but then also you have to pay somebody to put it somewhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and also you have to tell them, hey, which is a big
Yeah, it's the
effort.
hay. Yeah, it's the hay. Hey, hey, I just got a bunch of oil here, but I don't have anywhere to put it, but I want to pay you to put it somewhere for me. So you're paying for the storage. That's how the price of oil becomes negative. It's like a big hay.
What's that white thing which you have on your hand? I realized something.
With this,
No, oh, you have that too. That I didn't even see that. I saw on the other hand you have. So
this,
what? Yeah, yeah. But I guess
oh
what
this,
you have on the right hand
it's
explains
it's
that.
it's yeah, it's a hospital tag.
Yeah. So I see.
Yeah,
So now the main question is on the right side of your hand. Yeah. What's going on over there?
yeah, yeah, I broke my right hand.
Which stripper were you fighting this time?
What's what?
Which stripper were you fighting this time?
Oh, as many strippers as you want me to, son.
What was the story? How did you
There's
break
no
it?
story. I was fighting a stripper and I punched her in the face and I broke my hand.
Ah,
How's that? How's that for a story, Moshi? Asshole.
no, I'm asking on a serious note. How did it happen?
I fell on my trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how like did it, like break only like a part of the bone, or did it, like literally break into two?
No, it was a hairline fracture in my middle finger, right around
Oh, I
the
see, I
knuckle.
see.
Yeah, right around the knuckle. So
So now you during your break,
yeah, I'm on my break right now. Yes, sir.
I see. You started it now.
I've been on my break for about. Actually, let me check here. I've been on my break for about an hour and 45 minutes. No, excuse me, 10 hours and 45 minutes.
Where are you located?
And I will go back on in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. I'll go back on duty in about 12 hours.
So is there any? I guess this everything is still shut down, right? No bars or anything.
Yeah, everything's shut down. Yeah, pretty much. Do you have any more questions for me, Moshe?
Is there any more questions I can ask you?
Of course there are. There's an infinite number of questions to be asked.
Okay, that was my last question.
And it was answered.
Well, you contradicted yourself because by answering that question, you basically answered my last question, which means I don't have any more questions.
I will ask a question to, who is this person? Psychedelic. Is psychedelic available?
What
Oh,
about?
psychedelic.
Yes. What's up?
What are you doing?
Listening to you guys talk.
I know, right? Because we're so interesting, aren't we? But I will say this, psychedelic. Do you think, in all honesty, psychedelic, do you think that there are some dumbasses around, including myself,
Around where?
around here?
In Hangouts?
Yeah, where else?
There's dumbasses everywhere in life, but
This
they're
is
not.
true.
Doesn't mean that they're dumbasses all the time. People can be dumbasses for a few minutes at a time.
That's actually that is. I like this. I like this. Who do you think are dumbasses at a few minutes at a time? Including myself. You can name me. You can name me.
I don't really want.
I'm open to it.
I don't really think it's relevant because everyone has their stupid moments, and it's not anything that we should pick out and magnify, focus on.
That's a dumbass move to answer that question.
I didn't really answer it, did I?
Yeah,
Oh no.
that's what I was saying.
Moshe. Come on.
Yeah, because she said everyone have their moments. So
That is true. This is true. Moshe, you seem to have an opinion on this.
I just said it. Anyone have their moments, and Kat said it. Well, you disagree. Everyone have their dumbass moments.
Yeah, but you have. Come on. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna do this. Peter Ben, do you want to fuck me in the ass?
You see, right now you're having your moment.
I
Everyone
know.
have. Yeah.
Well, I had to.
It takes a bit of
I didn't have a
alcohol to
choice.
loosen this man's tongue, you see. So, and he tells
I
you what
didn't
he
have a
really
choice.
feels and what he really wants.
But I didn't have a choice.
Of course you had a choice.
What was I gonna do? Think about it.
You could have thought about it, yeah.
Yeah,
fact, you
I could have
probably-
thought about it, but
You probably did think about it.
I think my
lot.
thinking
A lot.
just turned. My thinking just turned negative.
Yeah.
but what was I gonna do?
With what?
Have you heard of
No.
the parable of the Greek god who like lifts up the stone, and he goes up the hill, and he's like, trying to carry the stone up the hill. He's trying to roll the stone up the hill, and then he gets up and up and up and up and up, and then back down he comes because he couldn't quite get it up over the hill. Have you guys heard of this parable?
Sisyphus, yes.
Sisyphus. Yeah, Sisyphus. That's the one. See? See, even my atheist friends knows. Sisyphus. Moshe, do you know Sisyphus?
No.
You don't know Sisyphus. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tap out, and I'm gonna ask my atheist friend to explain to Moshe who Sisyphus is. Can is that allowed? Am I allowed to do this?
Why are you tapping out?
Well, why would I even care?
Exactly.
You would care quite a bit once he explains to you who Sisyphus is. You would care, but you have to have patience to let him explain it to you. And I am trying to tap out. I'm trying to find some excuse to tap out because I feel like I am being Sisyphus right now. So can we do this where my atheist friend and my Jewish friend talks
You
to each
see,
other about Sisyphus?
when they were giving out the patience to everyone in the world, so there was a long line, and I didn't have patience to wait, so I never got it. So I don't have patience.
Okay, well, that's on you. But Sydney, do you want to try?
Sure.
And I appreciate that, by the way, because
Okay.
you know.
So, Sisyphus.
Sydney, what's the point he's trying to get to? A story or a
It's a story.
philosophical idea?
It's a story. A guy Sisyphus. For eternity,
There
for
was such a
infinity.
guy.
Of course.
Okay.
What he had to do was push a rock up a hill, and as soon as he got to the top of the hill, the rock would roll all the way down to the bottom of the hill, and then he'd have to go all the way down to the bottom of the hill and push. He'd spend the whole day pushing this rock up the hill, and then when he gets to the top of the hill, it rolls down the hill. And the
That
next
was
day,
basically useless.
and the next day, no, the next day, he rolls the rock all the way up to the top of the hill. But when he gets to the top of the hill, it rolls down again. And then every single day is the same after that.
Yeah.
Correct, Stephen?
Yep.
Okay, back to you.
So the arbitrariness of Sisyphus is it's basically like going to work every day, and you get locked to a computer, and you fill out all kinds of files, and at the end of the day, all the files that you filled out get short circuited, and you're sitting there locked to your desk with all of your files short circuited, and you're sitting there saying like, fuck, I wasted my entire day, right? So that's like a modern day example of what it was like to be Sisyphus.
It's like talking to a drunk guy for a long time, and you know that when the conversation will be over, he'll forget everything.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a good example. And so the idea of Sisyphus is about life. The idea that you're just wasting your time, right? You're just wasting your time. You're pushing a rock, right? You're pushing a rock up the hill, knowing that it's just going to come back down again, and you're going to have to push it back up the hill again, and it's going to come back down again, and you're going to have to push it back up again, and it's going to happen again and again and again and again. And this is life. right? And the idea here is that at some point you have to come to some, and Sydney, interrupt me if I'm wrong, but the big idea is that you're gonna have to come to some bigger idea of meaning other than just pushing the hill up the rock. Excuse me, pushing
You
the
can't
rock up the
push.
hill.
Yeah.
Right. There's gonna have to eventually be some reckoning between what you're doing day after day after day after day, boxing up everything, pushing the rock up the hill. It's all falling down. You know, you're going to have to do it again. And you're going to have to keep on putting money in the bank. And you're going to have to keep paying the rent. And all of these labors that you go through day after day after day is going to eventually have to amount to something more than the sum of eternity. All the bullshit.
No, what
It's going
happens
to
at the
have to
end? No, it all.
go ahead.
Listen, everybody dies. So before you die, and you've been pushing this rock up the hill all your life, you get to pay off your mortgage. You get to send your kids to college. You know, it's not all. It's not all suffering and pain, right?
Okay. Okay.
So, I'm not too sure what your, because there is a payoff for Sisyphus, according to what I'm hearing
Mhm.
from you. I'm not too sure what your analogy really um, is. Help me out.
Well, my understanding of Sisyphus is that, you know, here's a great Japanese proverb. It says, "Before enlightenment, you chop wood, and you carry water. After enlightenment, you chop wood and you carry water." Right? Sisyphus is kind of like a pre-enlightenment deity, right? He's chopping wood and he's carrying water, not understanding that even if he did gain enlightenment, he would still have to chop wood and carry water, right? So enlightenment or not having enlightenment is a question for the individual, right? But regardless of whether or not you as an individual have enlightenment, you're still going to have to chop wood and carry water. It's just a fact of life. You're still going to have to push that rock up the hill like Sisyphus does. And that rock is going to keep on coming down, and you're going to have to keep on pushing it up, and it's going to keep on coming down, and you're going to have to keep on pushing it up. And regardless of whether or not you're enlightened, this is a fact of life. So, of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Before enlightenment, you chop wood and you carry water, and after enlightenment, you chop wood and you carry water. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're enlightened or not. You're still just going to have to chop wood and carry water.
You see,
Regardless of how you,
that story of pushing up something the hill can easily change if you just simply change the goal, right? If you say that he's getting paid to do it, well, now it makes no difference if he's getting paid to do it. Well, now it makes no difference if it. Yes, I'm saying if it's that way, like it's irrelevant to him if it goes back down the hill. Or another example is if he's doing it to work out on his muscles, again, he doesn't care if it goes back down. So Oh, I don't care about the
Right.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. You are introducing some things that aren't part of the moral of the story. Right.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is like, so also in life, if even in a, if you from a certain point of view you're going in circles, it just depends what your goal is. That's what I'm saying. It all depends what your goal is. So you can push something up the hill, and for some people it will be useless, and for some people it will be very productive. It depends what your goal is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a god.
No, no, no. Now you're doing the atheist thing. You're doing the atheist thing. Okay.
No,
How
I'm
did
Take
doing.
God
take
No, I'm
all
not.
enter this?
yeah, take all that atheist stuff out of it. You're manipulating the story, and you're adding things that are like all atheist this and atheist that. Get rid of that. The story of Sisyphus, it's not in the context of Christianity or God or theism or anything.
Correct. Correct. But he added on. He said, well, if Sisyphus was being paid, if Sisyphus wanted to get bigger muscles, if Sisyphus this and if Sisyphus that, then it's not a mundane story. It's what he wants. But that changes. That's a whole different conversation.
Sure, sure, I can agree with that.
That's what I
What do you
meant.
say
You
there?
take a god that you're talking about. We can all understand what your god is. All fine. And then you take your God and you complicate your God by adding a Holy Ghost and you're adding a human being, like
No,
what the
no, no,
Christians
no.
do.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
I did
Don't.
that. I did that because that's what the Christians do.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So what do you think, my Jewish friend? What do you think of Sydney's additions?
Oh, I'm not sure what exactly he's
Here's
digging for.
here's what I would say. I would say this. I would say at the end of the day, Sisyphus is a parable about this concept of the triviality of all of our efforts, right? You're at the end of the day, we all are Sisyphus. If you take the atheist view, right? I would say the atheist view. Sydney, correct me if I'm wrong. But in the atheist view, we are Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill, and then it just comes back down. And we're gonna reaffirm our footing, and we're gonna push that rock up again, and it's gonna come back down. And and at the end of the day, it's all irrelevant. It's just a rock being pushed up the hill, and it comes back down. At the end of the day, you have to assess yourself and say to yourself, self, why am I pushing this rock? It doesn't matter if I'm in Virginia, or, you know, Chicago, Illinois, where I am right now. It doesn't matter where I am. I am pushing a rock up a hill. Why? Why? What's the reason? And we're all pushing some kind of a rock up of some kind of a hill. We all are doing this at any given time. Yeah.
Well, Steven,
We're
the way you're
yeah.
putting it, I don't really agree with you. I mean,
Okay.
they can just say they don't get because they want to enjoy life.
Okay.
So
Right. So it's not just a rock up a hill. The rock doesn't just go up a hill and then roll back down.
it
You
does, but
think,
they enjoy it. You
okay,
live, you die, you pay rent again. But in the meantime, you're enjoying life.
okay, I can buy that.
I mean, I don't buy that because I don't think you enjoy life, but that's what people will say.
Who,
So
me? I don't enjoy life.
I don't.
You don't. Okay. You
I
don't. You
mean,
don't.
there are enjoyments, but let me put it this way: if life will be a flavor of ice cream, I will not eat the ice cream.
Okay. Well, that makes me sad. That makes me sad. But I think
Well,
that
again,
you.
if you look at the uh, like if you look at life just at the time and space which it's taking place,
Mhm,
if life is that's all what life is. So yeah.
mhm. Well, see, that makes me sad, Moshe, because I would like you to enjoy life. But
Well, again, I
that's
said if the life is only at the time and space it's taking place, but that's not what I believe. So I'm actually are enjoying because I don't believe that what I'm doing is just in the time and space where it is. I believe it has influence more than it. But I'm saying if it was that way, that anything does not have any meaning or any influence or any continuation out of the time and space where it's happening, for me personally, it will not be fun.
Moshe. I don't know how to respond perfectly, so I will respond in a probing way. Do you think that life matters?
Well, again, if the life is only in um the actual thing that you're doing, the actual physical thing that you see to your eye, and
Mhm,
the only effect it has is only at the time and space where it's happening,
mhm.
I don't think it would matter.
Okay. So, Moshe, I'll ask you another question. Do you think that, as per your definition of what matters to the perception of the life liver, the person who is living the life, do you think that life matters as per your perception?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So you love your life. Yes. No?
You were kind of cutting out there. What were you saying?
I was asking, do you love your life? You
Love
love
is a
your
weird
life then.
word. Love is a weird word to use, but I want to live. Yeah,
You want to live, correct? You want
yeah,
to
yeah.
live. Okay. But you think that love for your own life is a weird word? Why? Why do you think that's a weird word?
Because love is always to something outside of you. It's like saying gluing glue to its to. It's like saying um glue is glued to itself or something. I don't even have a good example. Love is always when you're adding something from the outside to yourself.
Okay. But the things outside yourself, you're not willing to love.
No,
Is that right?
that's where love comes into place.
Love comes love comes into place for things that are outside of you.
And you make them a part of you. Yeah.
What is a part of you that you would love?
I
That is
mean,
also
it can be in,
that is also outside of you.
it can be in multiple ways. I can love a certain food and it becomes a part of me because I enjoy it, tastes good. It can be a girlfriend. It's a different kind. It's built in a different way, but it's again, she becomes a part of me because I enjoy her, because I need her, because she, you know, can be in all kind of ways, but it's always built on the fact that it's related to me.
See, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, so at the end of the day, what do you think is your role as a member of society?
Well,
There's a big question.
no, that's already a terrible way to put it. I'm not a member of society at all. It's kind of irrelevant, the
You're
fact
not.
that
You're
there
not.
are.
You're not. So you think you're not a member of society at all?
Well, that's not the way it starts. Like, my existence is irrelevant to the fact that there are another 8 billion people on Earth. Since they exist too, I
There are
guess
what?
that there are another 8 billion people on
Okay.
Earth. I
Okay.
exist because I exist. I'm not existing as a part of society.
Hmm.
But since there are other people, I guess I have to get along with them and, but
Hmm.
my role is not as a member of society. My role is just me
So you don't see yourself as a member of society.
for the most part, no.
Okay. Is there an actual and this isn't for you, Moshe, but this question is for everybody. Um, is there, if I say who here is a member, hello, hello. I don't know who here is present. Is there anybody present other than Moshe? It's just
I
Moshe and
no,
I.
shit, I'm
I'm
here.
here, but I'm letting you
We're
guys talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah. Well,
okay.
go ahead.
So then the question here is for everybody who is present. What do you think is your role in society? And the question I would ask first to my atheist friend, which would be Sydney.
And what's your question?
What do you think is your role in society?
Well, uh, from an economic point of view, I don't have one.
From any point of view whatsoever.
Oh, um, my role, my duty to society is to obey the laws of common sense and and personal space.
Okay. And I would also like to ask, let's see here. Peter Ben, are you there? Okay, Peter Ben's not there. I'd also like to ask, what's her name? Psychedelic, are you around?
But yeah, what is
What do you think is your fundamental role in society? Psychedelic, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I thought I unmuted.
That's all right.
Um, I mean, I don't really know. I don't do anything outwardly, like meaning out of the house. I have a part-time job that I barely have to pay taxes on. And I've rescued some cats. That's about it. That's it.
Okay.
Well, Stephen, how about we ask you the same question, Stephen? What is your role in
Sure.
life? Stephen, what's your role in life?
What is my fundamental role in life? Is that what you're asking me, Sydney?
The same question you asked me, I'm asking you.
Okay. Well, Sydney, I think that my fundamental role in life is a good question because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to my fundamental role in life. But if I was pressed, I think that I would say that my fundamental role in life is is still thinking, still thinking, is my fundamental role in life.
Is to do good.
No, that's too easy. That's way too easy of an answer. I'm not going to do that. I don't like easy answers. My fundamental role in life is
Well, maybe you should change your view about not liking easy answers.
sure, I could do that, but that's not a luxury I have right now.
The truth is actually very simple and easy for most part.
What is it? What is it? What is a
No,
simple
just in
answer?
general, I'm saying. Like this point of view that you're supposed to look for the complicated thing is not.
So, to Moshe, I'm sitting here wondering what my answer to the question is. The question is, what is the point of your existence? What do you think the point of my existence is, Moshe?
You
If you
see,
don't have, yeah, go
that's
ahead.
two different questions. What's the point and what's my role? Like for example, if I'm at a job and the boss tells me dig over here something, dig over here a hole. I don't need to know what's the point, but I know what I'm supposed to do. So what is the point? The absolute point? I don't know, but I know what my role is, what my job is, and that's to do good.
Okay, okay, okay. I can buy this. But even as I buy this, I love you, Moshe, and I have to figure out a point to my question. But here's the thing. God damn it. Let me answer the thing, and then I want to talk to Moshe after I answer the thing. Okay. So here's the answer to my question. I don't know the answer to my question. Is anybody there?
What's your question?
My question, no. I was giving an
no.
answer to it.
You said you don't know the answer to your question. So what's your question?
I was
He's talking about the question that you asked him, that you passed
yeah.
forward to him.
Oh, hello.
Hold
Do
on.
you know? Do you,
Why do you get a free pass? You answer just like
hang
we have to
on,
answer.
hang
you.
on, hang on.
What?
Hello. I want to know the question. Hello.
Hello.
No. See. Nobody's answering. Nobody's answering me.
What question was
So
it? Did I miss something?
the question was a question.
The question was to Stephen, what is Stephen's role in life? And he couldn't answer it.
I mean, I could say what I think his role is right at this moment.
Go ahead.
See, I like that. I like that question. See, I can answer that question.
If it's,
Sir,
He's out of it. He's out of it.
yeah. Well, if it's based on his profession and what he's doing, I mean, he's a provider. You know, he's providing for people. So that's, if I were to describe his role right now in society, that's what it would be.
okay. So nobody's asking the question, so I'm going to ask it. Stephen, what do you provide to society? Okay, that's the question. Stephen, nobody here is providing an answer for what you provide to society. So now you have to answer the question. What do you?
Crisis?
I'm sorry?
You having an identity crisis?
Of course I am.
All right, just checking.
So now you have to provide the answer. What do you provide to society? Go.